Thank you for tuning in to the Oak Gardens Church. We hope and pray that God is blessing you real good. We hope and pray that something will be said in this message that will bless your life for the better so that you can see the Lord more and more each day. If you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we would love for you to come and worship with us in person at 4008 South Polk Street, Dallas, Texas, or visit us online at oakgardenschurch.org. Let's get ready for the Word of God and let the Word of God bless you truly. Have you ever noticed that very seldom do you get angry with yourself, but you have the ability to get angry with everybody else? Have you ever noticed that you have trouble, not y'all, me, do you ever notice, Paul, that you have trouble checking you, but you can check everybody else? Have you ever noticed, Paul, that you're able to see the splinter in somebody else's eye, but can't see the telephone pole in your? Isn't it amazing that we've created churches of where we come every Sunday saying who's right, who's wrong, but you never look in a mirror, but you are well known as looking at glass because I can see through it, but I never see me. And here's the problem with most of us, that we never learn how to get over those traumatic events in our lives because we carry them with us because we have become comfortable with being angry. What happens to us if you don't know how to deal with your anger, if you don't know how to deal with your frustration, if you don't know how to deal with your distractions, eventually they will start defining you and they will start becoming you. Okay, what are you saying, preacher? That everybody needs to have some healthy funerals that nobody shows up to but you. Every now and then, I have to bury some people. We don't go to Laura Land. We don't go to the crematory. We don't go to anywhere. But in my mind, I sing a song. All of my problems, all of my pains, lay them down. Lay them down. Why? I have to cast them off of me because I find out that I'm carrying baggage that I'm not built to carry. Okay, so your daddy left you. Your daddy was not there. Why don't you learn how to prove to be what he wasn't? Your mama was not there. She was out there doing her thing when she should have been at home taking care of you. How long are you going to live through that as an excuse to not do better? How long are you going to let your anger come out? You can see it in our nation right now that we are so polarized, we are so separated that we can't even address a good point if it didn't come from the right mouth. So what happens to us? Some of us walk around right here and we actually try to deal with our issues overnight. But the problem with dealing with them overnight, you might think you are healed because they're out of sight. But if they show up, then you'll find out it really ain't over because I found out everything I saw in them has created a new norm in me because now I just forgot about it, but I didn't actually forget about it. So we keep pushing stuff under the carpet, pushing stuff under the carpet, pushing stuff under the carpet, pushing stuff under the carpet until you're sitting on the couch and can't even see your own television. Because that's what we were taught to do. Fake it until you make it. But some of us never make it. We just keep faking. And then we blow a gasket and go through the post office, take out a whole generation because you never looked at you. So how do I naturally get angry? And I'm very open about my struggles in life. The staff knows I'm trying to do better with my anger. Only the staff members said, amen. You're talking about a process. I've come back up here before, and when I'm out of town, I have a false concept in my mind that when I come back, everything, lights need to be working, everything needs to be clean, all this stuff. And one time I came back from out of town, and there was stuff everywhere, and I lost it. No, don't sit here and act like, oh my goodness, Pastor. No, you lose it too. I mean, I was moving furniture like it was no tomorrow. Flipping tables over. And then after my blood pressure rose and got lightheaded and all that stuff, guess what? The same tables I flipped, I had to pick up. And later on, I said to myself, what benefit? Okay, let me ask you a question. Since you holier than thou, that divorce you went through, what benefit do you get out of still hating him? How does it help you? Okay, that job to let you off and let you go, and you got there early and left late. Okay, you still don't like them and don't like anybody around. What benefit? Okay, let me ask you this question. If you had an opportunity, if God released you from it and let you be free, and then God opens up the door for you to go back, would you? Ooh, I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all a tough group. So if God delivered me from it, why do I want to dwell in it? There's some stuff that I acted a fool over, that God released me from. And God is saying, why are you still acting a fool over what you came through? So how do I get angry, and the anger in my life does not create bitterness in my life? How do I let the issues of my life make me better and not bitter? Here's what I want to give to you, and I'll let y'all go to Luby's. First of all, you got to realize, I want to give you some resolution. This is Bible class. I want to give you some ideas that'll help you with dealing with your anger. This is last week when I was in revival. I was able to sit in this hotel room, and I started thinking about my own life. How do I deal with me? And I wanted to open up to you how I'm trying to learn how to deal with me. Here it is. How do I deal with my anger? Number one, take out your phones, take out your tablets, whatever you use to take notes. This is very important for you to get. Number one, address why you are angry. Okay, let me tell you why this is important. Sometimes you can be angry off of stuff that didn't happen. I'm going to tell you how that happens. Also, you can be angry out of stuff you were unwilling to address. Okay, so I got to work on my mind to isolate the actual issue of who I'm angry with or why I'm angry. Because when I go back and chronicle my life, some of the stuff I'm angry about was partially my fault. Okay, have you ever just walked outside of yourself and looked back at yourself? And when you look back at yourself, you say, some of that was on me. Okay. My son, he has the exact character traits that I have. I mean, I don't know what it is. God is playing some tricks or something, because everything I don't like about me, I see in him. Okay? So a lot of times he'll say something that he's heard me say, and I'll say, where did you get that from? But he likes living. He doesn't. He just say, I don't. Okay, let me give it to you another way. Let me give you another illustration. One time here at this church, not too long ago, money was funny, change was strange, because anytime you're trying to do progressive ministry, people leave. When you're trying to minister, help me somebody, when you're trying to minister to people to not keep them comfortable, but when you're challenging what's comfortable to reach a generation that you can't reach doing what you do, folks cut the corner, I get it. I love them. Hey, ain't no problem. It's amazing. I can go in their presence, but they don't like coming in mine. That's when you know it is well with my soul. And what I found out is that one time it was more month than money, and church was struggling. And Jackie came in my office and said, it's going to work out. And I wanted to be angry. She said, it's going to pan out. And I said, no, it ain't. I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of this. Banging on the table. Let's just pray about it. And I said, where'd you get that from? She took 2 steps back and said, you? And sometimes the worst in you is because you are unwilling to address you. And sometimes we are angry about, and isn't it amazing that something happened to you at 13, you take it off on the people who you know are not going to leave? You never address the person who's done you wrong, but that person who lays next to you every night gets the wrath of what you're unwilling to address. You mad at your husband because your daddy was tripping. Okay, all right. Number 1, address why you are angry. Number 2, express yourself. Express yourself. You express yourself after you calm down. Don't express yourself immediately because you will over-express yourself. You know that ain't their name. And you go through their whole family tree. Your daddy ain't nothing, your daddy. Come on, y'all. I know how it is to be a real Christian. I mean, you bless everybody, our generations that have passed away. Okay, why? Because we don't know how to. You could go to somebody and say, hey, you hurt me when you did that. Okay, let me give you an illustration. If Brother Hooper steps on my foot, if he steps on my foot, I need to, once I've calmed down and after my big toe, stop pounding. Because if I respond to him quickly while it's still hurting, I'll respond out of my hurt. So after I've calmed down, I'll go to him and say, you stepped on my toe. Prayerfully, at that point, I've let it out. I've expressed it. And even if he doesn't receive it, I've gotten it out of me. That's very important. That's very important. Because here's what happens to us when you don't express it. When you don't express it, number 3 is you start obsessing over it, or you start overthinking it. Because I didn't express it, what happens to me is that after a while, after I overthink it, I got to add some stuff to it. Because what I'm really angry over is not really worth me being angry over it. So what goes from him stepping on my foot is now he didn't only step on my foot, but he pushed me. Oh, I wish I had a church. Think about the people who are you around, because I got to add to it, because when I go tell somebody else, it got to be worth me. Okay, boy, y'all are hard church. Okay, so what he did to me is because he didn't say he was sorry after he stepped on my foot. Now he stepped on my foot and he pushed me. So when I tell everybody else what happened, I got to sensationalize it to make it worth me telling. So because I don't want to address it, I got to keep thinking about it, and I keep wallowing in it until it gets to the story that not only did he step on my foot, not only did he step on me, he shot my foot off. And what was just an opportunity for you to address now has built a lie that you even believe. Let me tell you, Jesus even talks about this in Matthew chapter 18. Jesus said, hey man, go and resolve your issue. Go to that person alone. But let me tell you how we like to do. If I got a problem with Brother Hooper, I got to come over here and get 20 folks to tell, so I can tell them what Brother Hooper did to me. Brother Hooper stepped on my toe. He pushed me down. And then eventually he came back and shot that toe off. Y'all say, I can't believe he did that. Here's the trip about it. Y'all start feeling some kind of way about Brother Hooper and don't even know him. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with running your mouth too much. When I go get it resolved with Brother Hooper, if I don't go back to everybody else I lied on, and if I don't go get that straight, guess what? We can be having lunch at Cracker Barrel and y'all still hating him because I didn't address my stuff correctly. Why can't you just go ahead and talk about it, express it, and don't overthink it? Because some of our relationships are so jacked up because you've created a Disney World type of false pretense that everything that has happened, and when you finally tell them what happened, they say, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. Where did that happen? Because you didn't ever talk about it. You expressed it so quickly that you created an opportunity for you to add into it because what you really got mad at wasn't worth it anyway. So what happens to us, I can't just hate Brother Hooper. I got to hate Brother Hooper, and I got to hate everybody who sits next to him. Because why could Brother and Sister Jackson sitting next to Brother Hooper knowing what he did to me? So now I don't even like Brother Hooper. I don't like them, and I don't like their children because they got to be. Boy, I wish I had. Come on, somebody. You thinking through your life. You don't like the person 10 houses down because they had a party and they parked in front of your house. I mean, do you not know the Hatfields and the McCoys, the true story about the Hatfields and McCoys was just a misunderstanding over a fine thing, a small thing? And eventually 127 people were killed off of two families because the next generation never addressed it. So how do I deal with this? Get angry, but don't let anger have you. Address why you're angry, express why you're angry. Don't overthink it. Don't read into it. Don't add to it. And here's number 4. Take action. Let it go or let them go. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. This will bless your life if you ever learn how to do this quickly. This can help you with your diabetes. This can help you with your hypertension. This can help you with your heart problem. This can help you with your stress level. Let me tell you how you do it. This is free advice. Eventually, if I hold for the rest of my life what Brother Hooper did by stepping on my toe, now Brother Hooper has control over me because I never let him go. Now here, hold on. I forgive people not for them to say, or I let people go not for them to say to me, I accept your apology, or for them to apologize. I let people go because my health and my spiritual stability does not depend on them coming to me. It depends on me going to them. So even if I say to him, man, you stepped on my toe, I can't believe you did this, he say, that's your problem. You shouldn't have been standing in line. Eventually, I got to release because the rest of my relationship will hinge off of this moment. Okay, what do you mean by that? She did you wrong. He did you wrong. When do you have that funeral? Okay. How long are you going to carry them with you? I did this church some injustice when we first started. For the first 2 years, I preached out of my hurt. So everything I spit out was, tell your haters. Every sermon was about how we will overcome. Eventually, I had to get healed to say, how can I hate them when God used that to deliver me? And if I hold on to that, how can God forgive me? Y'all catch that? That's very important. That you have to learn that nobody is worth me carrying. The Bible says, don't put more on, God won't put more on you than you can bear. Here's the problem. A lot of us put more on ourselves than you're able to carry. There was an experiment done with this monkey. They put a banana in a jar. Wanted to see what the monkey would do. So the monkey put his hand in the jar. When he closed his hand to grab the banana, pull it out, he couldn't hold the banana and pull it out. So for 2 days, he walked around with a jar on his hand because it never processed to him, if I let it go, it will let go of me. That's a primate. That's a person that they say is limited in intellect. I don't see the jar on you, but there's some people right here that's walking around, that's holding on to some bad relationships that you need to, that's holding on to some financial practices that you need to, holding on to some kids that you need to, holding on to some sorry cousins that you need to, holding on to some crazy relationships that you got to learn how to. Y'all catch that? So this is what I want you to do this week. First of all, get out of your mind, I can't get angry. Now, don't go look for opportunities to get angry. That's not what I'm saying. But don't be so super saved that you know earthly good. We have emotions. We have reactions. We have issues that come in our lives that will floor you. But how do I get back up so I can learn from and I can do better from them, but that I don't always walk back into? Get angry, but don't let your anger kindle so long that it creates a firestorm of controversy and it destroys you because you've gotten comfortable being angry. So this is what I want you to do this week. This is what I want you to take home with you. Number one, this is a question I ask for myself. This is your prayer. This is your prayer all week. This is your takeaways all week. Think about this all week. How has being angry benefited you? I'm going to sit back and let that marinate for a second. What benefit have you gotten out of being angry? Number two, are you really over it? Have you addressed it, not just with them, but have you addressed it within yourself? Number three, don't become comfortable being angry. Don't let your anger be what defines you. Let the joy that God has given you be what defines you. When you're able to do that, give them time, y'all. They still writing it down. When you're able to do that, then you can know that every situation I walk into, I'm able to grow from, because God has taken me through this experience so that I can do better, so that I can be better, so that I can grow from it and learn from it and be better because of it and maybe not do it again. Y'all catch that? So as you deal with your life, it's natural to have to deal with issues that come in life. But your issues don't have to define you, nor does your issues have to become you. You can overcome if you will. I hope that word from the Lord did something for you. I hope it made you think and do self-examination to see what we can do to please the Lord and to be a part of His ministry. Hey, like I said at the beginning, we hope and pray you can come and be with us at one of our weekend services. We have on our Sunday services, we have an 8 a.m. service and a 10 a.m. service here at the church. All ages are provided classes, and the adults are in the sanctuary to worship Jesus in spirit and in truth. If you can't make it on a Sunday, why don't you try out our Saturday night bridge service? Our bridge service starts at 5:30 p.m. and it will bless your life. We hope and pray that today will be your best day because God has given you this day. May God bless you and keep you is our daily prayer.